This Thomas Crooks guy that tried to kill the president. Man, this social media stuff. In my opinion, the only way to fight the government is with terrorism-style attacks. Wow. Sneak a bomb into an essential building and set it off before anyone sees you. Damn. Track down any important people, politicians, military leaders, etc., and try to assassinate them. Woo! He wrote in August of 2020. Online videos show him practicing shooting stances. A real handgun in his bedroom. This is insane, man. It's insane now. FBI director at the time, Kash Patel, insisted that Crooks' digital footprint was unremarkable. Oh? Is that what that is? You know who thinks it was remarkable? You know who's as irritated about this as I am? One of America's true leaders. Republican Congressman Mike Kelly. Mike, this is unnerving, sir. It's just ridiculous, sir.
Marty, I mean, how many times have we talked about it? The most famous line in any movie is in A Few Good Men.
They can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Here's the problem. We can't handle the lies. And this consistency, and this goes way back, and I was on the earth when this happened, was whenever President Kennedy was assassinated, and that was never answered as how in the world that ever take place. But the similarities between that event and this event is, isn't it odd that the same person, the shooter, back then was shot before we could do any deep investigation on him. Mr. Crooks was shot after he got off his rounds. By now, we're trying to figure out, was there more than one sniper? Where did the line of fire come from? And why in the world do we keep getting stonewalled every time we try to get answers for the American people that they need to know if they're going to have any trust in the future of what they hear from the federal government? This is astounding what's happening. And all the things we're talking about today, Marty, these were things we could not get answers on.
Hold on. This is what's insane, sir. This is what really hacks me off. We're reading this crap in the New York Post. You couldn't get these answers.
Right. Well, the Post was able to get things apparently that the feds couldn't.
Okay.
I got to tell you, it has been very frustrating for us because we didn't have a lot of time to do the investigation. Right. And we didn't have any cooperation with the federal agencies. So the federal agencies at that time were under the head of the president at that time was President Biden. They control all those agencies. We were working very closely with local law enforcement, who did a phenomenal job that day. The feds tried to blame our local guys. Our local guys are the guys that were the heroes that day. But Marty, you and I have had this conversation. Why in the world can't we just tell people what happened? Why can't we tell them, look, this is what we know, and this is what we're still looking at, as opposed to, I'm sorry, sir, we can't discuss this with you. This is we're still in the middle of our investigation. I said, well, we're in the middle of the investigation. By the way, we answer to the American people. You may answer to somebody who is in charge of your agency, but we answer to a much more important group, and that is the American people. Marty, this has been astounding to go through this. The one thing I will tell you is this. We're not stopping. We're getting more information as we talk. But the one thing I think you and I agree on, but I want people to think about this for a minute. After everything else that we look at and the lack of cooperation, here's the most important lack of cooperation. At an hour and a half before Thomas Crooks took shots at then candidate Donald Trump, there was a consistent concern among all the people on the ground, and I'm talking about the federal agencies. There is a suspicious person on the ground. Now, there's thousands and thousands of people on the ground that day. There's only one person they keep referring to, and it is Thomas Crooks. The question is, if it wasn't secure, if the site wasn't secure, why did you have Donald Trump come out and place himself on the stage?
Right on, brother.
Oh, my God. I mean, so all the rest of the stuff, I mean, I'm fascinated by what we're finding, but I'm more fascinated than anything else what keeps getting pushed away, and you and I have had this conversation, nobody can answer is why did you allow him to come out when you knew it wasn't secure?
Well, did they fix it, sir? I mean, is it still broke? Come on, man.
Well, you know what? I guess it's going to remain broke unless we keep pushing, and we're going to keep pushing. We'll keep going. I had a conversation with the speaker the other day. A lot of this stuff is really just and I don't mean to make light of any of this. This is so disarming. Like, if you can't trust your own government, who can you trust? And when they tell you something, when you look at it and say, no, I'm not a genius, but I can do basic math. This doesn't add up. None of it adds up. And then to be told, well, that's as much as we can go with right now. It's not. I mean, maybe that's as much as they want us to know, but we're not stopping.
Congressman Mike Kelly, I need help me with this. Are they lying to you? Are they too stupid to find social media posts that the New York Post found with this guy practicing with an assault rifle and learning how to shoot as fast as possible and calling for the deaths of Jews and politicians? How is it? Are they lying to you, sir? Or did they not? Are they too stupid to find this stuff? Do you know?
No, I don't think they're stupid at all. I think they rely on is the American people being stupid.
Wow. So they're lying to you, sir. They're withholding this stuff.
Yeah. So then it comes down to who can you trust?
Wow.
And the answer is we can trust the American people. Wow. And what we would continue to do is to push and push and push. There's a new regime in there right now. Yeah. I think it's going to be easier for us to work with. And we have a very close relationship with the United States Secret Service. These people they're really good people. When you look at that day, if it wasn't for the Secret Service, who surrounded the president at that time and put themselves in jeopardy, those are the stand-up guys, and I don't mean that in a little.
No, I get it. Yeah.
So but we got to keep. I guess it'll lose. It will lose it if we stop pushing on it. I think if we keep pushing on it and enough people keep asking about it, and you keep hearing different things, there's a reason for conspiracy theories. It's because the facts were never brought out. That's all you have to do. Tell the people the truth. Tell them the facts, and they can understand that. We know we live in a very dangerous world.
Hey, Congressman, is he safe now when he goes out in public? The president, is he safe? Are you convinced?
I mean, you and I have talked about this before. I have never been more concerned about a public figure than the President of the United States. He puts himself in a position. He's out in the open all the time.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how you guard him. I've asked him the last time we were together. I said, Mr. President, I mean, not for my sake, but please, for your family's sake, would you please,
for America's sake,
would you please try to be more careful? He goes, Mike, we have a job to do. We don't have a lot of time to get it done. I have to do these things. So I worry about him all the time, and it's just because I don't know that we've had a stronger leader in that position for a very long time. I know that there's people that disagree with that, but I have never seen a president, and he hasn't even been in an office a year, and the things that he's been able to do in 10 months are off the charts phenomenal. But this issue, I think is the one that probably bothers us the most. One thing, Marty, and I'm sorry, but I want to ask you something because you and I have had this conversation before. I understand that we don't know what happened in Butler. Here's what's even something I think we do understand. Are you telling me that the second assassination attempt was done by a homeless person living in Hawaii who thought, I should fly to Florida to the Trump International Golf Course on a Sunday morning and sit between the 5th and 6th holes because I have an opportunity to assassinate him.
Unbelievable.
And it's like, hey, you know what? I was born in the morning, but it wasn't this morning. That none of it adds up. The scenario, Butler, Florida.
And then with Butler, sir, they cremated Crooks' body immediately. They washed all the blood off the roof. It's all bizarro world stuff, sir.
Yes, yeah, you're right. The only information we had, or the only elements we could look at is what had been collected, and then what was shown to us. And then, of course, because of the way things have come apart, it's like, well, was that really? Were those really the bullets that were used that day, or was that something they put in place for us to look at and say, well, okay, fine, you showed us everything? I don't believe we were ever shown everything, and I do believe that. The fact that we keep looking and keep probing, and as you said,
So hold on, you're not done, sir. Is that what you're telling me? You're not done with this?
Yeah, we're not done with it. The people that I work with, and it's not all the different people that were on the task force to begin with, but it's it's the task force staff that we're still able to communicate with. They're all doing different things right now, but we have a nucleus of people that we can work with and keep moving on. They're not assigned to this. This is just people who serve in public office and feel that we have a real commitment to the people of the United States of America to find answers for them.
Well, provide answers and then protect the damn president, sir.
Well, listen, that goes without saying, but I will tell you, Marty, I'll tell you what, I mean, I am so confident in the people we have in the Secret Service right now. They are pure, and they are dedicated, and they have gone through an awful lot. You and I have talked about this. Yeah. They're part of Homeland Security. They used to be part of the Treasury.
Yep.
Now they're part of Homeland Security. I don't know that I sent it to you. I'll send you the organizational chart for Homeland Security, and if you can find the Secret Service on there somewhere, this is not a swipe at Homeland Security, so those folks are involved, please. It's not Mike Kelly throwing you under a bus.
Right.
It's looking at the organizational chart and trying to figure out where is the Secret Service.
In other words, you're suggesting they're not relevant, sir.
You know what? They're relevant, but they were more relevant when they were part of Treasury, when they weren't part of a much bigger organizational configuration. And so I keep trying to figure out how do you get it back to what it used to be? We have to get it back to what it used to be. And if we can do that, then that gives them the leeway, gives them a lot more freedom to move around where they need to move around. And at some point, I don't know how I'll be here, but we're not going to stop pushing on this until we get answers that I can stand up and I can talk to you, or I can talk to anybody on the street and say, this is what happened that day. This is what we found out. It took us a long time to get there. This is the truth.
Hey,
and
Congressman,
you can handle it.
The headline says they stonewalled this investigation. The FBI did. Is that accurate?
Very accurate.
Oh. So it was malicious. It was malicious, sir.
Well, I think when you look at those agents, they would say, well, we have the right to keep things off the table if we decide it's too important to share with anybody else. I think.
Well, somehow the New York Post got it, sir.
Well,
Jesus, man.
I'll tell you what.
Come on, man.
I got to find out who got that information for him. We'll get him back in the task force to find out what else we can come up with. But I will just say this: look, you're always the one that's going to be out there. You're a whistleblower.
Yes.
You're the one that puts that message out there that people are going to believe you. They say, listen, if Marty Griffith is on this is something that's actually happening, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. I will make that commitment to you anytime we do anything, and you will get it, Marty, as soon as I get it. I will get it to talk to you, just to look at, analyze it, take a look at it, and see what you think. We're finding out more and more, and now we're finding there's other places that we didn't go, that we didn't know were even accessible. Now we're finding out that there are other avenues we can pursue.
Congressman, you're the best, sir. Thank you, Congressman Mike Kelly.